Hello and welcome to Nana's Crafty Home. My name is Tanya. Today's tutorial is going to show you how to crochet this Bobble Christmas tree. This is a stuffed Christmas tree that I have two sizes written crochet pattern instructions on my website. You can find those free, and I do have a link below in the description. So I have two different sizes that you can make. My pattern actually is made with a super bulky yarn. I used Wool Ease Thick and Quick, which is a number 6 super bulky yarn. So these work up really quickly and easily in that large yarn. However, for today's tutorial, I am going to be using a smaller weight yarn and working through the size small instructions. And I'm going to be just using a number 4 medium worsted weight yarn. I'm actually going to be using Red Heart with Love for my tutorial. And when you make the size small tree instructions with that medium 4 weight, it makes a perfect Christmas tree ornament size. So lots of different options for you. These use just small amounts of yarn, so great for your scraps. So you're going to need a corresponding crochet hook to match the size weight yarn that you're using. Since I'm using the medium worsted weight for the tutorial, I'm using a size I or a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. I'm also going to be using some polyfill for my filling for my tree. And you're also going to need a stitch marker. Since this is worked in continuous seamless rounds, I'll use a stitch marker for the first stitch of every round so I don't lose track of that. I am making my trees in 2 different colors, but you can see this one I started in a solid is working up quite well as well. So you can do whatever you would like with that. To get started, I'm going to make a magic circle, chain 1, and work 6 single crochets in that magic circle. I'm going to tighten that magic circle. I'm not going to slip stitch join because I'm working in continuous seamless rounds. And I'm going to work for round 2. I'm going to work 2 single crochets in each stitch. So in this first one, I'm going to place my first single crochet, and now I'm going to mark that single crochet as my first stitch so I don't lose track of that. And then work a second single crochet in that same stitch. And then work 2 in each around. So I'll have a total of 12 stitches at the end of round 2. Round 3, I'm going to work 1 single crochet in that first stitch. Move up my stitch marker. Two single crochets in the next. And repeat that around. 1 in the next, 2 in the next. And just continue repeating that sequence. And 2 in that last stitch. Your stitch count for round 3 will be 18. We move on to round 4. 1 single crochet in that first stitch. Move up our stitch marker. 2 single crochets in the next, 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 single crochets in the next. And you're going to be repeating 1 single crochet in the next 2, so 1, and 1 more in the next one, and then 2 in the next, and repeat that around until you get to your last stitch. 2 single crochets in the next, and then 1 single crochet in your last stitch. So you're going to have a total of 24 stitches at the end of round 4. So we have finished the base of our small tree. We're going to be working on the sides of that tree, and we're going to start that round 5 by working in the back loops only of every stitch, and I'm going to work 1 single crochet in each stitch. So in the back loop only, so inserting your hook in that back loop. Move up that stitch marker. So 1 single crochet in the back loop of each stitch around. So at the end of round 5, you're going to have 24 stitches, all worked in the back loop of that previous round. So round 6 will be my first round of working our popcorn stitches, so I'm going to be switching back and forth between my 2 colors. So I'm going to begin round 6 with my main color, with color A, and I'm going to single crochet in that next stitch. So that first stitch is going to be a single crochet. Move up your stitch marker. And you're going to change to color B, so your contrasting color, with the chain 1. So I'm going to bring in color B with a chain. Now I'm going to work a popcorn stitch in the next stitch with color B, and I'm going to carry color A. So I'm going to work over that main color. A popcorn stitch is, in this case, 3 double crochets, all worked in the same stitch. So working in that next stitch, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. You're going to drop that loop, so remove your hook from that loop, inserting it into that first double crochet that you made, inserting your hook back into that loop that you dropped, and then pulling it through to complete that popcorn stitch. Now we're going to be changing back to our main color with a chain. So I'm going to be pulling in color A with a chain. I'm going to be working single crochet stitches in between each of my popcorn stitches. So in that next stitch, I'm going to work over that color B, because I'm going to be carrying it, and work a single crochet, change to color B, so drop color A, chain with color B, carrying your main color, work a popcorn in the next stitch. So you're working over that other piece of yarn, 3 double crochets in that next stitch. Drop that loop, insert your hook into that first double crochet that you made, insert your hook into the loop that you dropped, and pull through. Drop that color, change your color with a chain. Working over that yarn that you dropped, single crochet in the next stitch. And we're just going to be repeating that sequence all the way around. When you get to the end of that round, you're going to be working a popcorn in that last stitch. Changing back to color A. And for round 7, I'm going to be using my main color throughout, and I'm going to work a single crochet in each stitch. Now what you want to remember is that those chain 1s that we worked in between when we were changing colors, after we worked our single crochets, after we worked our popcorn, those are not going to count as a stitch. So I'm only going to be working my single crochets into a single crochet stitch and into a popcorn. So 1 single crochet in each stitch around, skipping over those chain 1s. So I've worked in that last popcorn stitch. I've worked single crochet in every stitch around. You're going to again have 24 stitches. And we're ready to move on to round 8. This is going to be a decrease round. So I'm going to work single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So in these first 2 stitches, I'm going to work a single crochet, and then I'm going to work a single crochet 2 together or a single crochet decrease. And you work a single crochet 2 together by inserting your hook into that next stitch, yarning over, pulling up a loop, inserting your hook into the next stitch, yarning over, pulling up a loop, and then yarning over and pulling through all 3 loops. And I'm going to be repeating that sequence all the way around. Single crochet in the next 2, single crochet 2 together. And then your last 2 stitches, single crochet 2 together. And we're ready to move on to round 9, which is a repeat of round 6. So we're going to be working a row of popcorns. And this round is going to be just a repeat. So we're working a single crochet in that first stitch and then a popcorn in the next. Switching colors. I do not cut my colors between because the inside of my tree is going to be hidden. So I'm just pulling that yarn that I dropped back up into my work from the inside with that chain 1. Again, working over the non-working yarn, popcorn in the next stitch. Single crochet in the next, and popcorn in the next. And just repeat that around. So for round 10, I'm going to go ahead and single crochet in each stitch. And remember, those chain 1s in between are not going to count as a stitch. So just work a single crochet in every single crochet and popcorn from that previous round. For round 11, I'm going to be working another round of decreases. So I'm going to work a single crochet in that next stitch, and then single crochet 2 together, and repeat that sequence around. Single crochet in the next, single crochet 2 together. And at the end of round 11, you'll have a total of 12 stitches. And now we're going to repeat round 6, so another round of popcorn. So single crochet in the next, and popcorn in the next. Again, all I did was drop my other color. I'm going to pull it back into my work with that chain and work a popcorn in the next stitch. I finished round 12. At this point, you can go ahead and fasten off your color B because we are finished with that color. This would be a good point to go ahead and weave in your ends, that one from the beginning magic circle. Once you have your ends woven in, this is a great time to go ahead and stuff your tree before we go any further. And then you'll restuff right at the end. But it's a lot easier to get the base filled when we have a little bit more of an opening at the top of our tree. Alright, so that looks pretty good. And now we're ready to move on to round 13, which is a single crochet in every stitch. And now we're going to work our last two rounds, which are both going to be decrease rounds. So round 14, we're going to work a single crochet 2 together 6 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you'll have 6 stitches remaining. And for our last round, we're going to work single crochet 2 together 3 times. So there's 1, 2. Just before we finish that last single crochet 2 together, I'm going to go ahead and stuff my tree, that very top. Single crochet 2 together. And then fasten off. And we're ready to just sew the top of the tree closed. Can weave in that end. You could leave this long if you wanted to make this a loop so that you could hang this on your tree. You could certainly do that at this point. I'm going to go ahead and add a loop of twine, more of a rustic look, and this is the perfect size to hang on my tree. You can see I added just a little bit of twine so that I'll be able to easily hang this tree on my tree. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today. Thanks so much for being with me. As always, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you never miss a new video. Head on over to nanascraftyhome.com for all of my free patterns and tutorials. Thanks everyone. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.